Alright guys, how y'all doing? I just wanna make this quick video really quickly. I made a video a couple days ago about like not feeling sad, but something along that lines, and I was basically just kind of venting my emotions at the time, and someone in the comments was like, yeah bro, you need therapy, this and that. But I was thinking about it too, cause I just finished watching another video. I'm not like sad or nothing, I just had a realization. It's kinda like a eye-opener moment type of thing. And by no means am I like bashing my parents or nothing. I had a really good childhood. But I was watching a video on like trauma and stuff. And I don't think I'm trauma felt or nothing like that, because when I hear the word trauma, I immediately think of like life changing and scarring events, things that like people can't recover from, right? When I think of trauma, I think of like the worst of the worst. So I would never classify myself as having trauma because, like I said, I had a great childhood. I grew up pretty healthy, all that, right? Nothing crazy, not getting abused, nothing like that. So I don't like to give myself those kind of like, I don't like to say I have trauma, depression, etc. because I'm doing good, right? If you wake up sad one day, that doesn't mean you just have automatic depression. So I always say I'm doing good, right? Compared to other people who are doing way worse. So I never say I have no problems or nothing like that. But I did realize that there can be like a degree of it that you just don't acknowledge, so that you could have like forms of trauma that aren't being acknowledged, because like I said earlier, I'm comparing it to the worst of the worst. That doesn't mean nothing's there though. But I'm making this video because I had a little realization. I was watching on why people isolate, why people are like so closed off and stuff. And that's kind of how I am. I'm like more to myself. Like a lot of people can't be comfortable by themselves. I never understood why. I thought I was just always like weird for being comfortable. But that leads back into the trauma I was talking about. I was watching a video and it was explaining why we do that. And it said maybe you had something in your childhood, etc., which makes you closed off from people. And I'm thinking like, I mean, I don't remember nothing bad in my childhood that would make me like that. But when I think of it, there is two strong core memories that come to mind when I think of why I could be more closed off than usual from like the average person. And it's kind of always been like a personality trait. Like I remember when I was really really little, if I was like in the store with my dad or something, right, and I got in trouble or he just yelled at me, not even yelled, but if he just like criticized me or scolded me or something, right, I would just completely shut down. Why I did this, I have no idea. But I would shut down and we'd be like in Walmart or something, and then I just start walking behind him. Like I normally walk side by side with him, but let's say he said I did, I don't, let's say I did something, whatever, he scolded me, this and that. I just shut down and I just start walking behind him, significantly behind him, like by at least a couple of feet. And I don't know why I did that. Thinking back now, that I'm thinking about it, I truly don't know why I did that, but I just did it, right? But he reacts how I kind of like his reactions to me doing that. I can kind of see why that probably would make me like close off, because like as a kid you're upset, right? And I'm not saying I needed to be pampered or comforted or nothing, but I was a kid, so like my dad does not care. He doesn't go for none, which is not a bad trait to have as an adult, but to a kid is like dang. But it's like I be seeing it because I'm the same way now. I kind of adapted that trait that he does, which is kind of funny because that's how the cycle continues. But he'd see me and he just wouldn't care. Like he'd just keep walking in front of me, and I'd just be behind him, like dang, like just sad, just walking. He'd get mad, like he'd get upset that I'm, because he sees me walking by. He's like, why is he just get mad, and he continues shopping like completely fine. He start whistling and everything, like he doesn't care that I'm doing that. Like by no means does he care. He's just whistling, still grabbing stuff, having the time of his life, and I'm just back there sad. So that just was a thing I did, just shut out completely. And then it kind of carried on into like adulthood. Like if somebody says or does something I don't really like, I don't really yell at people. I've learned to not spaz, because my dad has never hit me. He's never like full on yelled, cussed me out. He's never done none of that. All he would do if I got in trouble is he'd just look at me. He'd just look at me with a blank face and walk away. And that was all he needed to do for me to understand I messed up. Now, granted, there was times he did that and I had no idea what I did, so it was kind of like a, what did I do? You're not explaining nothing to me. But as a kid, I was raised don't talk back, so if I got in trouble for something I know I truly didn't do, it just was what it was. I'm sure every kid's experienced that. You got in trouble for something you didn't do, and that kind of like, that made me tweak out sometimes, but like, it is what it is. But there's a second memory too, right? This is the second memory that happened, and this has to do with my mom. And once again, not bash my parents. I was raised perfectly fine. These are just the two memories, the core memories I think of when I think of why I'm how I am now. I was going to, I was going. I think this was around like second grade. No, yeah, like second grade, I think. And keep in mind, I was around the same age when I was doing the whole stuff in the store with my dad. I was probably like first kindergarten, second grade ish. That's when it was happening. But I can't even remember what I was crying about. I was just crying in the back of the car before school. And as a kid, I don't really ever remember crying that much. I just, well, since that day I didn't, and I'm about to break down why. Was going to school, and I was in the back of the seat crying, like bawling my eyes out. And then, my mom just kept driving. She didn't pull over nothing. And she didn't. I'm going to school, whatever. So we pull up to the front of school. I'm about to hop out. She says, everyone's going to see you crying. You better stop crying before everybody sees you. This and that. And I was like, dang. So, I'm sitting there back there crying. I stopped, wipe my tears. Dang, this lucky hitting. Put my little boot back on. I just remember walking to the school acting like I was completely fine. Knowing I was just in the back of the car, bawling my eyes out. And since that day, I kind of like subconsciously made a commitment to myself and a deal to just never cry. So I haven't cried like recently. Like as of now, I haven't cried like seriously bawled my eyes out, like full on crying since like 2019. No. Like 20. Ooh. I think it's been like. Hold on a minute. It's been like since 2017, 2016 was the last time. Right? I don't really cry like at all. Like there's nothing to cry about. And the reason I don't is because I remember my mom, she told me it's a useless emotion. That's exactly what she told me. She said it's a useless emotion and it doesn't fix nothing, so there's no point in doing it. And since that day, I was just like, dang, there's really no point in doing it. And I was a little kid, so I just stopped crying. But it's not like a... Dang, this sounds bad on camera. I'm really realizing how bad this sounds. I'm good, though. Trust me, because last video I posted, it was like, yo, bro, I hope you get better this and that. Bro, I'm good. I'm chilling. I'm just realizing because, obviously, I'm not finna talk to nobody about this, so I just come, on my little page and talk about it. And then post it, and then just never look at it again. If I see it the next couple of years, couple of months from now, I cringe and just keep swiping, act like I didn't see it, because once this is out, I just don't look at it again. I guess this is how I get out my venting, and this is basically my therapy. But yeah, bro, like, those are the two core memories that hit me when I think of, like, why we closed off. The whole kid thing and getting ignored, and, like, even as a kid, now I'm thinking about it, I've never really felt heard as a person. And once again, not saying my parents were bad parents. They're amazing parents. Would have never traded them for nothing else. This is just my personality. Excuse me. So this not has to do with purely their parenting. But like I said, in my household, you couldn't talk back. If someone told you to do something, you had to do it. There is no ifs and buts about it. I'm not sitting there debating with you. Like, they say do dishes, you do the dishes. They say take trash out, you take trash out. They say do that, you do it. There is no, but I don't want to. There is none of that, right? And this was all without me getting hit or yelled at or cussed at. So it was just you're supposed to do, right? And it was kind of over like of course there's like that authority that parents have over you, but for there to be no wiggle room, I think can cause for a weird dynamic, because now it just feels like you're not even not that you're not a human, but like I used to go to school. Well, when I was in school, right, I would hear other kids talk about how they was arguing with their parents and how she was yelling at her mom and telling her mom she's not doing dishes and all that stuff, like she's not doing the dishes and all that, right? And I would just genuinely be like, wow, like that's an option. Like, you truly can say that you're not finna do the dishes, that you're not finna take the trash. You can say that. Like, I didn't know that was an option. Like, someone says to do something, you're gonna do it. There is no like way out of, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's just how it was. That's just how it is. There is no way out of it. There's no talking it over. There is no trying to convince. Like, it's I say you do, and it's always been that way. So I kind of just was not on myself, but it was easy to rely on myself for real. Like, when it came to like venting or like feeling like a need to like be by myself, it was easy to just rock out. I had my siblings, but I wasn't really close with them personally at all. Now that I'm thinking about it, I had one sibling I was cool with, but we argued all the time, and we borderline hated each other for most of the time growing up. So I'm really thinking about it. I was surrounded by a whole bunch of people, but was never really, you know. I don't want to say I was alone because I wasn't, but it felt like I was alone. Thinking back, I just never realized it till now because, like I said, my brain probably has found a way to like cope with it and consider it to be normal. But I don't know. It's kind of weird now I'm thinking about it, but yeah, I never really felt heard. Like, you couldn't talk back. Somebody said do something, you do it. So it's like you don't form a personality. At least I didn't. It was kind of more just like you doing what you're told, right? Um, I never really came to nobody and talked about my problems because I mean, I didn't really have a lot of them. I didn't talk in school. I didn't have a whole bunch of friends outside school. So it's like there was nothing to ever really say or do. I was just on the game all day until I started playing basketball. Once I started playing basketball, I started actually talking, meeting people, and that's when I started to form a personality. I might have like a borderline personality disorder, low key. I don't know. It's a lot, bro. My life is kind of, my brain is like fried a little bit. I'm not gonna cap. It sounds so much worse on camera than it really is, but it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just been ignoring it, and I do got issues I gotta work, but everyone does. But you know, I don't know. I'm not, like I said, I'm not depressed or nothing. I'm chilling. But this is wild. This video has made a different turn for what I thought it was gonna be. I was really coming here just to explain my like closed offness, and I'm really starting to realize like there's some more deep rooted problems. But I'm not gonna make this too long. I don't really know. I'm kind of just ranting at this point. But yeah, me being closed off is probably it's just part of my personality now. That's just who I am. I'm completely fine being alone. I'm gonna tell y'all a little backstory before I end this video because it's kind of funny. I've already made multiple videos explaining why I'm not in relationships and I'm focused on myself and making content and growing as a person. But every time I talk to family, this and that, they're like, bro, you still don't got a girl yet? You still don't have this? You're not doing that? And it's just like, bro, no, I don't. I don't have time to be doing that. And they keep saying, you don't get lonely? You can't be a hermit. Oh my gosh, like, guys, bro, like, we're not the same. Y'all probably was doing stuff like that or having relations and having people to talk to. Bro, I've always felt confident in myself. I've always felt by myself standoffish. As an introvert, I feel like introverts are naturally just better at being alone. And most people like who can't understand that just continuously hold a mirror up to you, expecting you to be like them. Yeah, human interaction is good for you, but I don't know. I just genuinely don't feel like I need it. I mean, yeah, I need it to a degree, but like I said, I'm completely fine with just coming home, making videos and stuff, and going about my day. I don't have to be outside talking to everybody, trying to chase all these girls and this. It doesn't do nothing for me. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm gonna end this video. I don't want to get too much off topic. Um, yeah, bro, this is crazy. I'm gonna have to rewatch this low key because there's a lot of points I was hitting that I didn't even realize that I was gonna be talking about. But that's pretty much it. I don't know. If you made this far, appreciate you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. Catch you next upload. Stay safe, stay blessed, keep God in life, and I'll catch you guys later.